we've got a few bits of TNA news as well. So Matt and Jeff Hardy are now in TNA. So they did not re-sign with AEW and are now free agents, with both of them making appearances for TNA, most recently at the Against All Odds pay-per-view. What is left for the Hardy Boys to do in wrestling?
Nothing. But they're from their heyday in WWF, I guess, or whenever it changed, they're like 15 or maybe 20 years older. So what can they do? And they've seen everything that Jeff has to do. And now I'm afraid Jeff's going to kill himself because he's lived that daredevil style so long. And that's what he's known for. The body won't take that. And he's going to get hurt. And of course, Matt never had the talent. And I think he'll tell you this too. He never had the talent or the lack of a brain.
Are you sure like that Matt would say that?
Well, he may say that. I don't know. But they can't perform like they used to. They just can't. I think Matt has a pretty good head for the business. I don't think Jeff does. I think Jeff just wants to go and be Jeff. He's a different bird anyway. But I don't think we're going to see the Hardys of old.
Okay, right. So back in WCW, I remember like Larry Zbyszko and other people would always talk about the cruiserweights and the crazy things they would do, and they say, well, they're not going to last until 35. Nearly all of them did. I mean, obviously, they've all slowed down a lot and that kind of thing, or had to just completely change. There are some who can still do some of the high-flying stuff and get away with it. With Matt and Jeff, they're obviously more high flyers than, punch and kick types. Does that cut their longevity down? I mean, they've had a huge longevity in the business already, but I mean, if you want to go into your 50s and into your 60s, like you did, you wrestling into your 60s, it just doesn't lend?
Hey, and I really had a high-flying style, too.
Have you ever come off the top rope?
Oh, well, I've come off of it, but I was just sitting up there trying to get a tag, and then I got down, Anything over 3 feet, I get nosebleed. So they did get me on a scaffold one time in Memphis. Oh, my God. And I bitched and bitched and bitched, and I remember Bill Dundee said, "Hey, mate, quit being such a pussy." I said, "No, I'm not really. I think anybody would be scared 15 feet above the ring." But he wasn't scared. And then I found out more about him. He grew up in a circus, and he was doing all this stuff when he was a kid. So, yeah, that high-flying stuff, some guys can do it and some guys can't.
But the thing is,
see, now, why I didn't do it, because I was more into the storytelling aspect of it, which lasts a lot longer than coming off some big high scaffold or ladder or any kind of stuff like that, because those guys, they take a chance every time they do it. But when they're young, they can get by with that. When they hit, like you said, 35 and older, it starts to hurt a little more. So they do start thinking about timing and what it's worth of the total match. So we'll see what they do. But I don't think they can do anything that we haven't already seen them do.
With Matt, so I was looking into his Wikipedia, doing that in-depth research, and you go to Impact in 2017, January. He leaves in February because he has a fallout with creative and people in the office. So I know that you and Rebby Hardy, and we've talked about it before on the podcast, had a Twitter spat that went back and forth a few times, and it was very amusing. What was Matt's issue in the first place with the change of directive?
I don't really know, to tell you the truth. I didn't deal with him that much. But he was coming to the creative meetings and sitting in. But I think he was sitting in just going over his stuff. I don't think he was contributing to anybody else, not that I recall. But his delete, I never got delete. I never really got that. So, and it wasn't exciting for me. I guess the people that got it. He got it, I guess. But I didn't see him contributing that much. And I think I didn't tell him that. I think he sat in and we weren't talking about him so much. So I guess he got the message and then he left a month later.